Welcome back to the channel. So I've been having a lot of requests from traders asking me how do I trade my market structure plus liquidity strategy that got me funded. They have been asking, and here I'm going to expose it fully in this video. So you're going to learn how to read the market structure and how to spot liquidity. Now there's a lot of traders that confuse market structure and liquidity, and there are a lot of traders that are just using liquidity without context. So if you're just trying to trade off every high that gets run or every low that gets run, trust me, you catch falling knives. You know what falling knives mean? Price is going deeper, deeper, deeper. You're trying to look for more buys and you're going deeper because you're trying to trade off a sell side liquidity. Now that's because your context of liquidity is not in line with market structure. So what happens is you'll be wrong most of the time trading liquidity. So this video is going to give you that clarity on how to spot market structure and spot the right liquidity areas to use. So I advise you pay attention to the end of this video because this is a strategy I use. I've gotten before that multiple times, and now it's available to you free. So do you want to be the person that stops yourself from actually getting funded too? Well, I don't know. It's all depending on you. So market structure. So market structure is one of the easiest, topics in trading, but it's so basic and sounds so foundational that a lot of traders skips it. Me, I skipped market structure in my when I was coming up because it was kind of confusing to me. So I learned other things. And know what? Market structure haunted me for years. So if you don't know market structure as a trader, you'll be confused and you'll be on the wrong side of the market most of the time. So let me explain to you. So this is a bearish trend and this is the bullish trend. Now it is like the basic of market structure. What is important is the reason why you're learning bullish and bearish trend is that the market always changes from bearish to bullish at will, anytime, back to back. So knowing how bullish structures move and how bearish structures move will make you know exactly when the change has happened. So if price has been going up like this for a very long time, once it does this, you know there is a change of character. And if it still goes ahead and do this, you know there is a change of character now. Okay, because some traders in this situation will think here is the change of character or here is the change of character. No, this is the chalk. Okay, it's a change of character. So these are the things you need to learn in market structure, and when you know these things, the better for you. So now this, if this is a bearish trend, you have this high and this low as your boundaries or dealing range. So you are not supposed to mark anything structure while price plays around in this place. As long as you're in between this high and low, anything that happens here is not, you're not changing structure because you are in a bearish structure. You broke a structure low, you have this high, you have this low. Every noise that happens inside here is just noise. Okay, you're not changing structure. You only change structure to bullish if price breaks here. Period. Now that's how it works in a bullish trend too. So when you have something like this, trust me, you're between this daily range low and this daily range high. Anything that happens inside here, as long as it doesn't cross this low and it doesn't cross this high, is not structure. So you, once you're in this daily range, you tag this structure bullish. So even if price is doing like this inside here, it is still bullish until it breaks here, it continues bullish, or if it breaks there, it continues bearish, becomes a bearish structure. So how you figure out liquidity areas in structure is very important. So first of all, when you hear me say liquidity, I'm talking about not just liquidity itself, highs and lows. Okay, there are two kinds of liquidity. There are external liquidities and internal liquidities. Yeah, so external liquidity is the normal highs and lows we know about, but internal liquidity, yes, you still have highs and lows, part of it, but then you have things like FVG, you have things like OB, you have things like rejection block. They are still regarded as liquidities, okay, or you can call them PDRAs or whatever. So liquidity is literally areas where the money is, okay. So is important areas, a very important areas on the market, on the charts, that smart money is really moving price to or moving price from. So now let's look at a structure reading. Now if you're in a bullish structure, you're in a bullish dealing range, you should be only looking for liquidities that can reinforce a bullish move, like a bullish order block or a bullish fair value gap. Okay, these are liquidities, and if price gets into this, I'm expecting price to continue higher. Good. Now there are also cases where you have highs and lows. in between dealing ranges. Example like this. So a lot of traders confused. If price comes back and takes out this low, what happens? They think it's now bearish, but it's not, because this is the exact low that pushed price to take out this high. This low broke this high and formed this high. So your dealing range still remains that high and remains this low. And any low that exists between this high and this low is now your sell side liquidity. So if you try to find your bullish confirmation after price takes out this and buy, you are on the safe side. Okay, that's how you use sell side liquidities, like, you know, lows being swept and listen. So if you're in a bearish structure also, and you say you see something like this and then price takes out this high, you're not yet bullish. Why? You're in between this dealing range high and dealing range low. You have this guy here, you have these guys with boundaries. So any high you find in between these can be a liquidity to make price continue down and not a change of character. Okay, so let's go into real life chat and I'm going to show you some really nice things that you're going to learn today. So as you can see, price actually was bullish here, then we became bearish here. This is where the change of character happened, and we continued breaking lows and breaking lows. But I want to tell you, I want to focus on a particular dealing range here. So a particular dealing range I'm talking about is between this high and this low. So we have this high and this low as your dealing range. So now, something happened in between. There was a high that existed in between this dealing range, which is this high, actually, this high. So I'll try to see if I can make it a dotted line. Fine. So now, a lot of people would think this trend has changed because the high has been broken and start trying to go higher. But no, the high that exists between dealing range high and low is buy side liquidity. Okay, so it's a high that was meant to be swept and price going down. So this is how liquidities work, because if you're going about marking, oh, if a high is swept, then we should immediately sell, you will have big issues. Example, this is a high that was swept and price went down a bit and then shot higher and then sank. You see the problem? The truth is, you cannot tell just taking any high and low, like just anyhow. It has to be in context. Then it has a higher chance of working out. Okay, so you see how this liquidity was taken. Then I'll look for more examples so you can see what I'm talking about. So here is another great example. We have price actually bullish at this point, as you can see. Okay, and we have this low, we have this high. So this is a bullish structure here. And what you see, price went all the way down and swept this low. Okay, I'll make that dotted. See, now this low right here means liquidity, sell side liquidity. It has nothing to do with price changing structure. Okay, so this has been taken and price is going up. Sell side or buy side liquidity, which is literally highs and lows, are not the only liquidity I use, but I'm trying to pay more attention to it in this video because a lot of people are making these mistakes. They are making these mistakes of trading these levels wrongly, thinking that it's a trend change, whereas it's just a sweep of liquidity. Okay, so now how do I make use of this level? So now we are bullish, we're in a bullish trend. What happens is whenever price gets to key levels like this, I'm looking for buys during my session. So first of all, in this dealing range, we have FVG, we have FVG here, we have FVG, we have like three FVGs. Most times if I have something like FVG1, FVG2, FVG3, I start looking for FVGs that work from FVG2, because if you have three FVGs, there's a very high chance that price is not going to respect this one. Now, I'm on the 4 hour chart. Okay, I would look at these and this. So what happens is that I'm not immediately buying when price gets here. Okay, what I'm doing is that I am going to pay attention to what price is doing on the hourly time frame during my session. That tells me if price is going to buy from this level or not. So I'm going to drop to my 1 hour time frame. All right, great. So I'm going to go on my um on my what do you call it, on my 1 hour time frame, and you see these indicators. Here is yellow, here is green, here is pink. These are my trading sessions. So the pink is New York. I trade New York. Everybody in my channel knows that at New York I'm active. looking for trades. So as you can see right here, okay, my trading time is between 12 p.m. Nigerian time to 4 p.m. Nigerian time. Okay, but from November till March of the following year, there's what called daylight savings. Things get 1 hour later. So currently we are in February. So the trading time is 1 p.m. Nigerian time or West African time till 5 p.m. West African time. So that's when it starts. So what I'm looking for is I want an intersection of when price is in that 4 hour liquidity level, like this fair value gap, right? I want that particular intersection when price is there and at the same time price is in a 1 hour POI. Okay, so when I mean POI, also a key level. Now this is what you see, this is fair value gap, right? So price getting into this fair value gap at the same time is in this big blue 4 hour level. I'm gonna look for my buys from this fair value gap. But I'm not gonna enter directly with an order still on still. I don't do that. This is where I go to the 5 minutes and I look for a pattern that shows me that price is ready to buy. So something like a fresh change of character, and I try to get in at this kind of level. Okay, when price breaks out, I get in my buys. Stop loss below this, which is gonna be around here, and I get my 1:2, and I'm done. Now all this chaos happening here, I'm not gonna get involved again till it's my trading time, New York. Now if you see, we are still in that 4 hour level, so I'll still keep doing the same thing, win or lose. Okay, so you see, you're in another level right here. I'll look for my buys. Now my stop loss also, I normally set my stop loss below the whole 1 hour zone, but you see price didn't go fast, so probably this range and we hit loss. Now the next day we are at, this is the liquidity area that price actually attacked on the 4 hour. Okay, now I know this liquidity area is a good zone for me. Now does it intersect with a 1 hour POI area? Yes it did, because here's also liquidity on the 1 hour. Is actually a low too. So when price cross it, I'll look for my 5 minutes entry, and there you see how price have been buying. Now listen, even when price is respecting it and moving, I know that this is the destination. So I'll look for buys during my session on my 1 hour time frame. So what happens is, what do you see? This is liquidity. This is the low during my pink session. And guess what? I'm going to look for my 5 minutes confirmations and buy. My stop loss is going to be under it. So definitely this small move is going to give me at least 1:2 before this large wick comes. Now, the same thing, as long as we have not gotten to this high, I'll keep doing the same thing during my pink session. What do you see? Price reacts from what? OB and liquidity at the same time mixed up together. What do you see? So I look for my buys, put my stop loss below. See, look for buys more. So when I get here, do I keep doing the same thing? No, we have gotten to destination. I'm going to wait for big pullback on the 4 hours. So on the 4 hours, I'm going to wait for big pullback, right? Oh, sorry. Gonna wait for a big pullback. So on the 4 hours, I'm gonna wait for a solid pullback because we have taken out this high. So I expect it's a bullish trend. I expect price to still break this other high. And but I need it to retrace to something serious. Now it retraced to what? Fair value gap. So when actually judging if a fair value gap is holding is, as long as price does not close below a fair value gap is holding, even if you see wicks go beyond it, okay, it's still holding as long as it did not close beyond wicks and what went below, but it's closed inside the FVG or outside the FVG, then it's solid to use. So in this situation, I know we are not headed for a new high. So I'll wait for a pullback on the 4 hours, and then on the 1 hour, we are back to looking for entries again during my session. So you can do this with London session, Asian session, any session you like. It doesn't have to be New York, okay? Any session you like. Now there'll be losses, there'll be wins, also the winning streak, there'll be losing streak, and that's why your risk management is important. Because now see the pink area again. Is my session, and what happened? What is price reacting from what? A 1 hour key area at the same time is taking out liquidity. So there are some times when, okay, you need to know that the market is very chaotic. So there are some times when I'll take a loss before the real trade happens. It happens because my response is the first POI that is attacked, not the second, because I don't know which will hold. So this is the first liquidity, because remember it has to intersect with what 4 hours is doing. So this is found, this London lows. When price ran it, it went up a bit and then sank. Now, I'm still going to take this one because the 4-hour FVG had not failed. Remember, it only fails when price close beneath it. You get. So when price does this, trust me, I'm looking for my 5 minutes entry and stop loss will be kept here. So let's say it forms my 5 minutes shows up around here. So my stop loss will be kept under this area and I get my 1:2. Easy peasy. So this is literally how I use structure. So a revision again. Liquidities involve FVGs, OBs, and rejection blocks, highs and lows. Also, if you're in an uptrend, you look for liquidities in line, bullish liquidities like FVG, OB, rejection block, or lows that can be swept. As long as you're in that dealing range, you're in a bullish dealing range, so that you can look for buys. Now, this is how I do it every single time, and that's what got me, you know, past my 100K challenge and past other challenge and got payouts. I've already posted on this channel many times, withdrawals, and a lot of students that I've mentored trade this same way and kill it like me. So this is how it works. If you want to learn this from scratch, foundational level, how I draw my market structure, how I mark all this things on a basic level from scratch, not in a short summary video like this, okay, you can message me. So the mentorship is open, and if you want to enroll into the mentorship to know how I trade this from scratch, either you want to learn it based on a one-on-one private classes with me, whatever method that is suitable for you is available in the mentorship. So just message me with mentorship, and I'm going to explain to you how the mentorship works, the pricing, the days of our classes, and how long it's going to take you to be profitable trading exactly like me. See you guys in the next video. Peace.